Another late review. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a great weekend, though. Hey, President-elect Biden. Anywho, before I start the episode, I just want to let y'all know. I know y'all always ask, "Oh, Chris, where do you get your shirts? Like the Sailor Moon shirt, the Daria shirt, Black Panther shirt?" Well, I hit up TeePublic, and they gave me my own partnership link to let people know they can buy them. So yeah, it's under my descriptions, and for a discounted price too, you can have the shirts that I wear on my YouTube channel. You're welcome. Okay, let's get into this episode of Potomac. It's episode 15. They're on the Portugal trip this episode. Let's get into it. So we see the ladies are all just getting ready for Portugal. We get a quick scene of Giselle calling Jamal Bryant, and we further see that he lives in her phone. Now, we see Wendy and Robin, they're discussing how Candace is being sued now by Monique. And Robin, she's saying, "Oh, I was holding out hope that, Monique would..." No, you wasn't. Shut up. Shut up. You do not like her because your Lord and Master Giselle don't. Save it, girl. Save it. So now we're with Candace, and we see that she's still, infuriated about Monique's countersuit, because Monique is doing tit for tat right now. But, I think Candace should expect that. If she's bringing a lawsuit to Monique, then Monique should only do the same. Anywho, she tries to brighten herself up by talking to her friend. She's like, "You know what? I'm going to Portugal. I'm going to get my mind off of it." So next scene, we see Monique, and she's meeting up with Karen for lunch. I gotta say, Monique, again, is bringing it with the hair and the outfit. Just flawless. Flawless. I even had to do the gay snap. Like, you don't get that a lot, but she killing it. So Monique is going into the lunch by giving Karen the benefit of the doubt, about hearing the mess from Ashley that she, allegedly talked Candace up into suing her. But first, when they sit down, Karen lets Monique know that they're all going to Portugal, and, even though Ashley wanted her to go, that, the other ladies wasn't comfortable, and Monique is pretty understanding about that. Now, my petty ass would have brought myself and my whole family to Portugal at the same time, and probably even went to the same hotel too and enjoyed Portugal. That's what I would have done. So Karen apologizes for missing Monique's event, and this is when Monique brings up what Ashley told her about Karen. And thankfully, it's no tea, no shade. Like, Karen says, "Girl, if I was in a fight, because I'm not a fighter, I would call the police. I really would." And that's just what I told Candace. And it looks like Monique is fine with that answer. And it looked like Monique just knew that there was no malicious intent on Karen's part. That's what I think. And that's what true friends do. True friends don't wait till, maybe 2 months to let them know that they did something wrong. And, they would know that their friend wouldn't do anything malicious to hurt them. But I'm getting off topic to my personal life. Anywho, so next we're with Michael and Ashley. And they're basically having a conversation about, Dean's care when she's away in Portugal. I gotta say, wow. If you have to ask your spouse, "Are you gonna behave while I'm gone?" leave the relationship. We see that Ashley finally told Monique about the trip, and that unfortunately she can't invite her. And it looked like Monique was pretty fine with it. She wasn't upset. So here is the tea in this episode that's basically gonna bring up a big blow up later in the season. So Monique went to Ashley and asked her to prepare a statement, a character statement on Candace to help her with her lawsuit against her. Now, is it messy? It can be. It kind of seems that Ashley chose a side, but then Ashley explains it as, "Oh, well, last year, when they had these false allegations for Michael, grabbing Bus or whatever, she said Monique had her back." Now, this is just an alleged hypothesis of mine. I think maybe Monique had some tea on Ashley and she chose not to use it, and maybe bring that up later to say, "Oh, well, I scratched your back when, you were in the hot seat. Now it's your turn." But maybe, there really wasn't any footage, but I mean, I don't know. helping Monique's lawsuit. I mean, I can see automatically that Candace is going to be upset. So Ashley should not be surprised. Also, we hear some tea that Monique Ben knew about Ashley and Michael having a little open marriage on the side. And we see, thanks to production, that when she told the other ladies, Monique acts surprised. And you know what? That's a good friend. And it's good to have somebody on there where you can tell your business to and you know that they won't tell everybody else, like Giselle. So the ladies are finally off to Portugal. Now, I just saw 19 hours later. Now, y'all, if y'all Google, I Googled New York to Portugal, and New York and Washington, D.C., they're not that far apart, so give or take 1 or 2 hours. It says 7 hours to get to Portugal, so I'm wondering, did they have some layover or something? Did they have to do the cheap route to go? They have a 10-hour layover? I don't know. It looked like they were cutting costs by getting the trip that had the layovers instead of the direct flight. Because it looked like all of them had first class, but 19 hours? I went to Thailand last year and it was 14. So I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments why you think it took them 19 hours to get to Portugal. Ooh, Karen just hit her head on that van. I feel your pain, girl. My 6'7" ass, when I go to this bathroom right here, I got a duck. Sometimes I forget. I bump my head on the subway when I get in. Yeah, that shit hurt. Now, the hotel looks cute. Everything looks nice. We have all the women. We see them calling their loved ones, let them know they made it. Oh, God, I can't stand Jamal Bryant's voice. Oh, the small to medium. I'm living small to medium. How you doing, Giselle? You in Portugal yet? Whatever. So the ladies reconvene for dinner. Of course, Giselle looks tacky as usual. Not sure why Karen is drinking milk. I'm not sure how that helps with not getting drunk or helps ulcers, but okay. So Wendy wants to share something with the table. First thing out her mouth is her degrees. And at that moment, I was thinking, we're in for a long-ass episode. So she lets the ladies know that she was actually named after Wendy's restaurant, the fast food restaurant. No comment. And again, we have the degree argument. I'm just like, girl, it's not that serious. It was a joke, Mika. Honestly, this argument was instigated by Giselle, of course. And finally, Wendy says she's going to put a button on the situation. So messy Giselle goes to Ashley now, asking how her and Michael is. And Ashley responds, but I still think that's an intrusive question at the table. And Karen clocks that as well. We see that Ashley says in her confessional that she's eventually going to have to tell Candace on this trip that she's helping out Monique with the lawsuit. Get ready for that in the next episode. Now Giselle asks Karen how Ray is doing, and Karen says, yeah, fine. And then we get to Karen asking Giselle, well, how is Jamal Bryant doing? Karen notices that Jamal's never around, and she says, it seems like he never supports you. Is he proud of you? The whole table is just like, ooh, ooh. Giselle is finally in the hot seat. Thank God, because it's due time. Giselle is clearly defensive right now, and to everyone's surprise, Robin even asked her at the table, oh, well, if y'all are really in love, why don't you share that around? And then we see Giselle's face crack because she didn't expect Robin to join in too. I really am surprised though, because Robin usually has Giselle's back all the time, and we'll see later what Giselle thought about it. So after the dinner, the ladies all go back to their hotel rooms. We go to Ashley's, and she's trying to call Michael. She finally reaches him on the third try, and she finds out that he's not home yet, and it's past 7, and we know how Michael is when Ashley's away. I'm thinking that's why she was really upset, not that she missed Dean. But yeah, she has a little breakdown. I can't believe Michael compared her asking him his whereabouts to being molested. That should definitely give you a red flag, girl, that you need to run. So yeah, we see Ashley breaking down, saying she misses her kid. I feel bad for her because she needs to leave his ass. So next we see Robin going into Giselle's hotel. It's still the same night after the dinner. And of course, I'm sure Giselle summoned her there because she wanted to ask her why didn't she have her back. And that's exactly what she's doing. That's the thing with Giselle. I don't like that she can't take a dose of her own medicine because that's what she just had at the dinner. And basically from this little meetup in her hotel room, she's trying to let Robin know, have my back next time. Don't do that. And I'm just like, ugh, I really can't stand her. I really can't. Such a beautiful woman. I can't stand her because she's ugly in the inside. So it's day 2. Ashley, I am feeling this blue outfit on you. You look good. Another reason Michael does not deserve you. So Ashley and Karen are just discussing how Karen came for Giselle last night. And I gotta agree with Ashley in her confessional. Karen has definitely been holding a check and waiting to cash it on Giselle's ass. But we see, like, thanks to production, how through the past years, how Giselle has come at Karen constantly. So yeah, I'm Team Karen on this. Ashley also brings up to Karen that her and Michael got into it last night, that she thinks she overreacted. I don't think she did. But we see that he called her back and apologized. I still think you need to leave him, girl. So later they're all meeting up in the lobby, and I don't know what Candace is wearing, but it's making me hot and it's making me itchy. Like, it looks like Portugal is at least 80 degrees, and I'm not sure where she's going with this blazer in this outfit. It looks like she's going on like some type of job interview or something. I don't know. Portugal is beautiful. Like, it's really making me want to travel right now, and it just sucks that we're in these times right now. So they're riding up the hill in these cable cars, and in Giselle's cable car, I think it's her, Wendy, and Ashley. And again, we get the discussion of her beef with Karen and these degrees. Lord, if I hear the word degrees one more time. But yeah, Wendy was saying in the cable car that she's officially done with Karen. I'm like, okay, girl, okay. I just think she needs a plot line, and this is it with Karen. So the ladies all get to lunch. The first topic of conversation is, I believe they were asking Giselle what were they talking about in her cable car. And, you know, that's when we get to Wendy speaking up about, you know, her relationship with Karen. And Karen is thinking like, oh, well, I'm thinking everything is fine. You put a button in it, right, last night? And then Wendy says, well, you know what? I want to unbutton it a bit. And then the first word out of her mouth is, Karen, when you talked about my degrees, y'all, I won't even talk about this scene. I just want to know she needs to let it go. Let it go, girl. Everyone at the table is tired. We see that they're tired in the confessionals about you talking about your degrees. I'm not about to talk about it anymore. I'm not about to talk about it. Andy Cohen, get her off the show. This girl needs therapy. Clearly, her self-worth is measured by how many degrees she has. It really does. I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm not talking about it. What else is going on? So next, Candace brings up to Giselle the argument she had with Karen at the dinner the night before. And now Giselle and Karen are going at it again. Giselle is getting very defensive. Karen actually compares Giselle to Satan. And you know what? Karen ain't lying. And then, as Karen is talking to Giselle, she calls Jamal Bryant on FaceTime and then shows the phone to everyone at the table to shut Karen up. And this little stunt doesn't really suffice Karen. She says, well, Giselle, it still looks like Jamal lives in your phone. He's not with you. And then after that, we just get a little annoyed face from Giselle, and then we get a to be continued. I'm not really sure if that was necessary because, of course, every episode is to be continued. Anywho, that was the end of the episode, but I do think Karen has a point. If y'all notice, Giselle brings up everyone's relationship except hers. She brings up everyone else's mess but hers, and Karen sees this. And she's saying, well, you need to bring more to the show, actually. I mean, I think she said a lot without breaking the fourth wall, but when you think about it, Giselle really don't have a plot line. She's really struggling for a plot line. And delivering mess and trying to like make fun of everyone else's problems, that's not a plot line. This episode also felt longer than normal. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I was entertained. I'm hearing that a lot of people on social media are getting bored with the season right now. I think I'm fine with it. I mean, it's going steady. I do miss Monique on this cash trip. I really think, I would be more entertained if she came. I know some of y'all don't like Monique, but I still like her. And that is all of my thoughts on this episode. I will be reviewing Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'll have that review up, I believe, maybe Thursday morning. With that said, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.